Hello, hello, my friends. It is officially the month of March. Hard to believe. I know we say that every month. Personally, I feel like the month of January drags on and then February goes by in a flash. I know that there's 31 days in January, 28 in February, but it seems like we swing from one end of the spectrum to the other. But regardless, it is what it is. And in today's video, I wanted to share with you the candles that I finished burning in the month of February. Now, typically, I try to do this series twice a month on my channel. However, I was gone for the first 9 days of February, so I didn't really have a whole lot that I had finished. But after I got back from vacation, I was very intentional about getting through a lot of the candles in my collection. So today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the candles that I finished burning. We've got Yankee, Bath & Body Works, HOMEWORX, Kringle. We've got a lot to talk about here. As always, all of the candles that I talk about will be listed in the description box down below if I have an affiliate discount code with them. There will be timestamps so you can refer back. Also, I did want to just give you a little bit of a heads up that this video might be a bit choppy when it comes to editing because you can hear in my voice, after all of my bragging last week on that Bath & Body Works video about me not getting sick this winter, wouldn't you know, that evening I started to get the scratchy throat, and that's what I get for being cocky. I have come down with a cold over this last week. Thankfully, I can smell okay right now, but I do get some coughing fits when I've been talking a lot. So the video might be a little bit of choppy with the editing, but let's settle in and talk about these candles. The first candle that I'm going to talk about is Bath & Body Works Lemon or Limoncello. This was part of the Candle Day 2024 packaging, and you can see that there's still wax left in it. Why would that be? Say it with me. It lived out its life in the candle crock. So this fragrance is not new to Bath & Body Works. We have fragrance notes of tangy Sorrento lemons, bright lemon zest, fresh sugar cane. It performed well for me the first half. I would say nice and strong. Good solid, I would say like 7.5 in terms of strength and throw. But at the midpoint, it started to get those kind of puny, slow burning wicks. The wax started to discolor. And by the halfway point, I was recognizing that when I had the candle lit, it was starting to get that like sooty smell. And I was like, nope, I'm not dealing with this. I went ahead and put it in my candle crock because this is one of the fragrances that paired really nicely with a lot of the candles that I was burning this month. So I figured that this was a fragrance that could go in the candle crock. This is a very, Limoncello I feel like has been around at Bath & Body Works for a long time. So I don't really need to go into depth to talk about the fragrance of this one, but it does smell to me like one of those like lemon, like sour lemon heads or something like that. Very, very candied lemon fragrance. I do enjoy it. Would I repurchase it? No, it's not really super unique, but I am glad that I went through it. A Kringle candle that I finished burning, and we've got the wonky lid here. Sometimes the gasket kind of separates from the lid. This was from their Fall Reserve collection. This is Sunflower and Suede. Fragrance notes here are floral, suede, bergamot, saffron, rose, nutmeg, and amber. And I actually said that I felt like this fragrance, even though it was a fall one, when I did the dedicated review, I told you guys that I felt like this candle would have been perfect for like Valentine's Day. I think that this should have been called like Sueded Rose or Rose and Suede or something like that because I didn't get any sunflower. I got definitely a rose scent in here. This was really nice at the beginning of the month. Sorry, guys. I warned you guys. It's going to be choppy. Coughing fit. But what I was saying was that this one was a good, like, sueded rose fragrance. Performance was really, really strong on it all the way through. Would recommend it if you like a good sueded rose fragrance. Another candle that I finished burning this month was Lemon Poppy Muffin from HOMEWORX. We have fragrance notes here of poppy seed, lemon zest, baked vanilla, sparkling ginger. So this fragrance I actually had in my closet for about a year. It performed really well for me. I talked about this in my, I think I talked about it in a couple of candle chats here at the beginning of the year, but I love this fragrance. Now this is very different to me than like a lemon cake, like Limoncello Cupcake, very, very different fragrance. This does smell definitely like a muffin. You get a little bit of that ginger note in here. It smells like a lemon poppy muffin that you would get at the store instead of one being baked. It smells like one that's like already been made for you. But this one performed quite well for me. Again, it had been sitting in my collection for about a year. But this one was a pretty good, I would give it like between a 7 and an 8 in terms of strength and throw. It's not available anymore, but this is a fragrance that I feel like HOMEWORX should keep in stock around this time of year, because for anybody who loves good lemon gourmands, that was a great fragrance. Another candle that I had received in PR, this was new to the Valentine's Day collection over at HOMEWORX. This is Cutie Pie. Fragrance notes of sugar cookie, rose petals, citrus zest, and vanilla bean. Now, I will tell you, this candle for me, not going to be a repurchase. Very similar to Bath & Body Works Pink Petal Tea Cake. It wasn't really like a true gourmand as much as it was more like a floral gourmand. It was nice, had rose elements to it, but it's not going to be a repurchase for me. Performed quite well, though. I did a review on this Yankee candle earlier this week. This is Yankee Candle's Lemon Gelato from their Hello Italy collection. Now, I don't have the fragrance notes in front of me because I don't have them on the bottom here, but I did mention that this fragrance was pretty strong for me. I would give this a solid 8.5 in terms of strength and throw. It did get a little bit sooty around the halfway point of the burn for me, which didn't really alter the fragrance too much. I was concerned about it doing that because, like I said, with that Limoncello from Bath & Body Works, that does tend to be my experience when I start to see the wax getting sooty. Is it going to be a repurchase for me? No, I did enjoy it. A little bit different take on like a lemon gourmand fragrance for me. There's a little bit of like a marshmallow aspect in there, but the lemon note in here is mixed with, I think, a lime note, and you can detect some other citrus in this fragrance. Nice fragrance, not going to be a repurchase, but if you do want a strong performing candle from that new Hello Italy collection, I feel like so far this has been the strongest one for me. And then let's see, a Bath & Body Works candle that I finished burning, pink, lavender, and espresso. You guys know how much I love this fragrance. This is one that I typically purchase every year. We have fragrance notes of rich pink lavender, caramel espresso beans, and smooth vanilla. And this one, again, dirty burner for me, but I did finish burning it. Strength and throw was pretty good on it. I'd give it about like a 7 in terms of strength and throw. Now, I did finish burning 2 of these. In fact, let me see the other one. Here it is. So this was in like the neutrals packaging, and then this they released, I want to say it was like last fall. They released it in some different packaging, and so I will show both of those up close. But yeah, same type of thing that happens with most of my Bath & Body Works candles. The burn started to slow down halfway through, created a little bit of a dirty burn, but at least on that candle, I didn't really notice it affecting the fragrance, which was a good thing. Have I repurchased pink lavender and espresso yet for this year? No, I haven't. Could I see myself buying a backup of it? Yeah, probably I would. But that is one of my all-time favorite fragrances from Bath & Body Works, particularly in these early months of the calendar year. I think I've already had to do 4 edits for coughing fits. I really underestimated my ability to do this video today, so I'm so sorry, you guys. I warned you it's going to be choppy, but here we go. The show must go on. So this is Kringle Candle's Bittersweet. This was sent to me in PR from kind of their, they didn't officially title it the Valentine's Day Reserve Collection, but it did kind of have those vibes. Fragrance notes here of bittersweet chocolate, dark chocolate, cocoa cream, and vanilla. And I did tell you guys that I felt like this fragrance, I liked it, but I didn't love it. It did kind of have kind of like, I think it's the bittersweet chocolate in here to my nose. Comes across a little bit sour when it is burning. I did finish burning it. It paired really nicely with a lot of florals, particularly like any kind of like rose fragrances, but it's not going to be a repurchase for me. I did love the red velvet the most out of that entire collection. Did do a dedicated review on this one because this one, it did perform pretty well for me. I had a little bit of fluctuation midway, but I will say that it finished pretty strong for me. So if you've been interested in this bittersweet chocolate, it did perform well all around. And if you like a true, authentic, bittersweet chocolate fragrance, I think that you would really, really enjoy this one. But nice clean burn all the way down. No issues really with it, other than I mentioned in my dedicated review that I had a little bit of a variance on the performance, but I do think that that might have been my own user error. A fragrance that isn't empty, however, I did lose a wick on it, is HOMEWORX's Be Mine. Now, this isn't the first time I've had this candle. I had it a couple of years ago. We have fragrance notes here of raspberry jam, warm shortbread, old-fashioned lemonade, and vanilla bean. This is also known as raspberry shortbread. So if you ever see raspberry shortbread, or if you have that in your collection, it's the same fragrance as Be Mine. This is also part of their Valentine's Day lineup. But because I lost a wick on it, I'm not going to keep burning it. It just, I don't love it enough that I feel like I needed to keep going with it. I could chop up the wax and put it in like another vessel and melt it in my crock. But truthfully, you guys, it's not a fragrance that like, I don't dislike it, but I don't love it either. Now, I will say that the reason why I was offered this, I think in PR this year, was it PR or gratis? I can't remember. I think I was offered this again this year, and I decided to take them up on it because when I had this candle initially 2 years ago, the shortbread note came off a little bit weird and scorched to me. So I wanted to try it again to see if maybe that was a batch variation. And I will tell you that I did enjoy the fragrance on this candle more this time around. I didn't pick up that weird scorched note this time. So if you were like me and maybe had that experience a couple of years ago, you're curious about this fragrance again, that is what I would like to report back to you. But I don't know. I don't know how this one finished all the way down because, like I said, I was burning it, came in, and there was a wick just detached and floating around in there, which I haven't had that happen too often with HOMEWORX candles. I know some people have mentioned that in the HOMEWORX Facebook group, that that's been their experience, but not usually for me. So that was a little bit strange. Let's talk about a caramel sundaes candle that I finished burning. Now, this I finished burning towards the beginning of the month. This was Cozy Cabin. I don't have the fragrance notes here in front of me, but this, I will tell you, this is a fragrance that I will repurchase if it comes back around. This was a very strong performer for me. I would give it about like 7.5, 8 in terms of strength and throw in my home. This was warm and cozy. It's kind of slightly more masculine, but not in like a cologne way. I'm trying not to sniff too much, you guys, just because I don't want it to start like irritating my nose and then I have another coughing fit. But this one, there's some clove in there, it smells like. If you like Bath and Body Works Winter, but you want maybe a little bit slightly more like masculine take on it, a little bit more like cozier vibe, this was a great fragrance. So I really, really enjoyed this one. It did get a little bit sooty. You know, I do notice the caramel sundaes, it's not the wax that gets sooty. The wax stays nice and clean, very similar to Kringle because they're both, Kringle and caramel sundaes are both 100% white soy wax formulas, so they don't really get dirty. But I do notice that the wicks on these caramel sundaes, particularly when you get a little bit further down, mixed with the style of the jar, they do catch a little bit of, if there's any kind of soot that's coming off of those 100% cotton wicks, it will catch here kind of like on this little lip. But overall, you guys, I would repurchase this candle again. It was a really, really nice fragrance. And I did enjoy burning that one mostly in the evenings alongside one of my all-time favorite fragrances from HOMEWORX. This one is severely underrated. I could see how it could be a polarizing fragrance, but this is Black Tie from HOMEWORX. We have fragrance notes here of patchouli, aged bourbon, Palo Santo, smoked vanilla bean. I always call this the James Bond of candles. I feel like if James Bond was going to have a fragrance or a scent to him, this is what it would smell like. It's boozy. You get the warmth of vanilla in there. You get a little bit of smokiness from Palo Santo. It's lovely. I love this one. In fact, last I checked, this was still available in a luxe size over on the QVC website. I am waiting for that to go on clearance because I honestly would purchase it. That is how much I love this fragrance. Perfect in like the fall and winter or for colder months, or if you're somebody who likes to burn more like boozy masculine fragrances, it's an amazing, amazing fragrance. Speaking of luxe candles, let me just show you guys here. I did finish burning my Luxe Spun Vanilla Sugar. Now, I've had this for 2 years. 2 years, and I actually already emptied it out. I already washed it out. I'm not sure if I'm going to save this and use it as a hurricane because you can fit like full-size HOMEWORX candles in here. So I'm considering doing that to keep it as a hurricane because it can fit in with some of the design aesthetics here. Spun vanilla sugar, fragrance notes of spun sugar, whipped cream, sugared lemon, and vanilla. Wonderful, wonderful fragrance. It pairs really nicely with a lot of other candles that I like to burn in the month of January. Spun sugar is kind of like cotton candy, but there's no berry note in there. It has a slight lemon note, but I wouldn't even say that it's like a lemon fragrance. It's just a good, like sugary, sweet fragrance, not cloying, just done very, very well. It is a candle that I could see myself buying another Spun Vanilla Sugar next year to have in the month of January. For whatever reason, I really like burning that fragrance then. But yeah, I was glad to have gotten through that one. Finally, it took me 2 years to get through a Luxe, but really, really good fragrance. A Bath & Body Works candle that nobody will be surprised to see me finish up this month was Pistachio and Toasted Vanilla, another fragrance that is probably in my top 10 ever that Bath & Body Works has released. We have Salted Pistachios, Toasted Vanilla Almonds. HOMEWORX had a fragrance, goodness, probably 5-6 years ago now, called Almond Flower, not Almond Blossom, Almond Flower, that this smells very, very similar to. I love this scent. I do have a backup of it in my closet because this is a fragrance that, again, I just love it. I would say like January, February, it's cozy, it's inviting. You get the nuttiness of like an almond and pistachio note, but you get the creaminess of a vanilla in here. It blends so well with a lot of other fragrances. This one actually performed pretty well for me. I'd give it a 7 in terms of strength and throw. And the wicks actually performed pretty well for me all the way down. They did get a little bit puny. And my solution now is that what I will usually try to do with Bath & Body Works candles, when they get those puny low wicks, I will actually dump a little bit of wax out. When they start to get that way, I'll relight. And then if they get puny and they start to get sooty and get that sooty smell, then I'll throw them in the crock. But sometimes they self-correct, and I feel like the Pistachio and Toasted Vanilla candle did do that for me. So yay, I was able to finish burning it all the way down. A fragrance from HOMEWORX, again, a Valentine's fragrance. This one has beautiful packaging on it. This is True Love, also known as Rose Petals. Fragrance notes of rose, peony, apple, melon, geranium, and peach. Now, this is for those of you who love a good rose floral scent. Now, because Harry does tend to mix his florals with a little bit of fruit, I feel like that kept this candle from being like too headache inducing for me. I've made it very clear that rose scents and usually freesia can be a little bit headache inducing for me, but this one did not do that for me. Very, very nice fragrance. Like I said, I really enjoyed pairing it with Bittersweet or the Red Velvet Cake around Valentine's Day. Great fragrance. You can also burn it with, like, say, a fragrance like Birthday Cake, like a good vanilla gourmand to kind of tone down the headiness of a floral. But this is a beautiful fragrance. Not sure I really need to get it again, but it was offered to me by HOMEWORX, and I thought, yeah, why not? I'll go ahead and burn it in the month of January. Another candle that I actually just did a review of earlier this week was Limoncello Cupcake and Raspberry. This is one of like their little like mashup candles that they have now offered on the Slatkin & Co. website. This one was sent to me in PR. Fragrance notes of limoncello, candied lemon, muddled raspberries, baked vanilla cupcake. And I liked this fragrance. Do I need to repurchase it? No. But you do get the raspberry note in here. And I said that the raspberry note in here is very similar. If you like the raspberry note that's in the peanut butter and raspberry jam candle that HOMEWORX released a couple of years, similar raspberry note, but you've got a little bit of the lemon in the background. It's a very sweet candle. I don't really get much of the bakery gourmand of the limoncello cupcake in here while it's burning, but it was still a really, really nice fragrance. I did enjoy it, paired nicely. Like I said, I had that limoncello going in my candle crock in the room, so they did complement each other. Do I need another one? No, but it was really, really nice. I do plan to upload the other candle that they sent to me in PR that's kind of like maybe like a flanker in this collection, which would be the Limoncello Cupcake and Toasted Coconut. I will have the review up for you guys this week. And while I am still talking about Limoncello Cupcake, I did finish the original, the OG Limoncello Cupcake fragrance. We've got limoncello, Sicilian lemons, candied lemons, sparkling sugar, creamy vanilla, and French butter. And yeah, this one, again, burned pretty well. It got a little bit sooty for me in the wax. Not terrible. So did the raspberry like take on limoncello cupcake and raspberry. That one also got slightly sooty on me, but it didn't really alter the fragrance. Just the wax started to look a little bit dirty, but this fragrance has been a repeat for me every early spring, like late winter. We're not even officially into spring, but to me, I always consider like late February to be spring because where I live in Arizona, the weather typically starts to warm up. We have daytime highs usually in the low 70s. So that to me is very spring-like weather. But Limoncello Cupcake is pretty good for me. This one performed decently for me. I would give it about a 7 in terms of strength and throw. And then let's go ahead and go back to a Bath & Body Works candle that you guys all know that I love. This was one of my top fragrances from 2024. This was my backup from 2024, Hummingbird Tea Cake from Bath & Body Works. Fragrance notes of pineapple cake batter, cinnamon spice, toasted pecans. I love, love, love this candle. If you caught my Bath & Body Works haul last week, you guys know I've already bought a backup of it. I did go ahead and put it into my collection, prepared to bring it out next year. But honestly, I could see myself even using this in the summertime. This would be a great summertime gourmand, spring, summer, year-round gourmand. I don't see myself burning this in months like fall or winter, like Christmas, but this has kind of like a pineapple fragrance with it, but you get the spice cake accord in here that Bath & Body Works likes to use in their carrot cake fragrance. That one performed quite well for me. Good solid, almost 9 in terms of strength and throw. Burned pretty solid all the way down for me. So I hope that the 2025 version does the same thing. Don't let me down, because that, again, I feel like this month I went through like 3 fragrances from Bath & Body Works that are like holy grail scents for me, fragrances that even if the candles are not performing well for me, I would still probably repurchase them because I just love that fragrance so much. And then I have a candle that I think I finished burning this yesterday. This was Enchanted Peony from HOMEWORX. This is the first time I've ever had this candle. I know it's not new. I did do a dedicated review on this one recently as well. Velvet Peony, Pink Camellia, Leafy Greens, Golden Amber, and Fresh Blackberry. Really nice fragrance. I actually could see myself repurchasing this one next year as well. Not only is the label beautiful, and it was beautiful when it was lit up, but this candle to me, again, beautiful late winter, early spring transitional. If you're looking for a floral that's not too heady, if you want maybe a little bit of I would say like a typically feminine fragrance that deviates from like the headiness of a rose, this was a great option. Maybe if you can't do roses around Valentine's Day, but you still want something floral, this was really, really nice. Kind of sweet, very, very pretty fragrance. Burned very well for me, performed well all the way down. Good solid. I would give it about an 8 in terms of strength and throw in my open concept. It did well. Now, that being said, I think I did note in my candle review that this did have a pour date of July of 2023. So again, HOMEWORX, more than any other brand, I do notice an increase in their projection and their strength when they have been allowed to cure a little bit longer. I don't really notice that as much with the 100% soy wax candles that I get like from Kringle or Caramel Sundays. And even my Bath & Body Works candles, I don't really notice that as much, but HOMEWORX, I definitely do notice that. So I'm looking at all of these candles. I'm pretty sure I went through all of them. That didn't take me too long. Now, I am going to be honest with you guys. I probably just didn't talk as much or sniff as much with these ones simply because I knew by the beginning of this video when I was like, oh my goodness, I'm starting to get coughing fits so easily. I was like, yep, I'm going to have to keep the descriptions pretty short and sweet. But like I said, you guys, a lot of these I do have dedicated reviews on already. In fact, I think the majority of them I do. Limoncello, I don't have a dedicated review on. Yeah, I actually think Cozy Cabin I didn't get a dedicated review on from Caramel Sundays, but I'm pretty sure the rest of these candles, at some point you can type in on my channel or you can go into the HOMEWORX playlist, the Bath & Body Works playlist. You will be able to find dedicated reviews on all of these candles. So that way, if you want a little bit more description of each of their fragrances, you are welcome to do that. So the reason why I made such a big push to finish so many candles in my collection this month is because March is going to be a very busy month for me in terms of reviewing candles. You guys, I am going to be very busy. I think I'm going to have like so many candle reviews, I might have to double up on them, which means that when I'm in the process of reviewing a lot of candles, it means that I'm more than likely not going to empty a lot this month. So just giving you a little bit of a sneak peek, pulling back the curtain, I've got Kringle PR on the way for me. The cat's out of the bag. You guys know this week, later on this week on Thursday, the spring and summer collection is launching from Kringle. That PR is being sent to me. There's also another collection in that is launching in the month of March that we are not allowed to give details on yet, but you guys can guess with a holiday that's coming up in the month of April. You can make the connection there. So there's some PR being sent to me from that collection. I have another Yankee haul that I'm going to share with you guys. That'll probably be in my candle chat video next week. Caramel Sundays, I did an order with them. HOMEWORX, I have some new HOMEWORX candles, and I have some new ScentWorks candles being sent to me. So yeah, like I said, lots and lots of candles on the docket here. And I do also still have some Bath & Body Works candles from my most recent haul that I want to get some reviews out for you. So like I said, you guys, I'm going to be pretty swamped with reviews. And so I wanted to make sure that I made some space in my collection to be able to share that with you guys. So please make sure you hit thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you are new and you like a lot of candle content. If you don't want to miss out on some of my hauls and some of my reviews, you're going to want to make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. I will make sure that I have my candle collection update to share with you. Probably, I'm thinking it's either going to be up tomorrow or Monday. I'm not sure yet which one's going to go up on Sunday. Just all depends on my filming schedule here. But yeah, I will have my candle collection update for you. I'll share with you some candles that I decluttered, as well as some candles that I recently bought from Kringle. So lots of talking here. I need a drink of water. My throat needs a little bit of a rest before I film that video for you. But I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.